Hello everyone, it's the Batman Statue Collector, and I apologize for the delay. Apparently there's some issues with using Wi-Fi on YouTube Live, and so for whatever reason it wasn't working, so I've had to connect a couple times. So anyway, let's give it a shot here and see how it goes. So I'll give you a minute or so to connect here, and we'll go from there. See, building a couple people in the crowd here. If you're just joining us, I was just explaining that we had some issues with the Wi-Fi connecting, so I apologize for being a little bit late. For whatever reason, it wouldn't connect via Wi-Fi trying to do YouTube Live. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll see kind of how it goes from here. If somebody would try to type in a question, I'm trying to figure out exactly if it's not showing up on my screen. So somebody type in a question if you would, and we'll kind of go from there. Oh, there we go. Richard, yo, yo, yo. Okay, there we go. Now I think I got it working. How's everybody doing today? We go Margot says, have I seen the new Joker PF? I'm assuming you're referring to the Suicide Squad one, and yes, I have. I am excited about the possibility of that one. I really like the pose of the Margot Robbie one that I think that they're going to be premiering here at San Diego Comic-Con next week, and so I'm really excited to see the Joker piece as well. Which outfit do I want? I really don't want the same thing that Prime 1 did. I would love to see something different, and especially that the outfit that Prime 1 did, you really don't see in the film much, especially even the waist down. I think it's only the time where they go in and do some robbing. So, yeah, no bat tights. Yes, exactly, Richard. I don't know which one I would prefer. But just something different. I mean, even if it was just like where he's just in the pants and he's got just his chest, his flesh-colored skin, I think that would be okay as well. Just something different, but it does, from the preview image, it does kind of look like we're going to be getting the same outfit as the one Prime 1 did. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Richard says bare chest, jacket, and Arkham trousers. Yeah, I think that would be good. I think that that's seen more in the film overall, and I would think that would be more popular. A lot of people, for whatever reason, I think the Prime 1 is almost there. There's something about the head sculpt that I just don't love. I did see some pictures this morning that I thought were decent, and so I still love that one-third scale size, but some of the head sculpts have just not been there completely for me. I'm still hoping that they will change them in some way, but I don't know. I'm interested in what Sideshow's doing with these. Richard says, gun in left hand, waving over right hand, holding cane over shoulder. EX is the second head. That'd be great. I'm all for additional head sculpts. I love to be able to choose what display you like, and there have been some that head sculpt wise that the exclusive came out or was previewed, and I really didn't think it was all that great, but then when I got it in hand, I really did. This Two-Face, for example, if you've seen my video on Two-Face, I didn't really think that I would like this head sculpt. I wasn't planning on displaying him at all this way, but since then, this is how I display him. I display him with this angry head sculpt. So I'm all for additional head sculpts. Again, it gives the collector an option as to how they want to display it. So what else is going on, guys? Any questions for me? Richard says, what statue have you regretted buying the most? Ugh. Well, to be honest, I think the one that I regretted the most was the situation with the shipping. Before I was the Batman statue collector, I also collected Marvel items as well, and I had the Mark VI Iron Man, and I had a really horrible issue where the person that sent it to me, the hand was broken. He said he was going to pay me back, but never did. It was a big giant disaster with the post office. It was from overseas, and so it was just a giant disaster for me, and I lost a lot of money on it. And so that was probably the one I regret buying the most, even though I did love the statue. But I ended up selling my Marvel stuff to fund my Batman collection. As I've talked about on some of my other videos, you probably have seen the one about stress. I was very stressed out because there were so many different statues that I wanted, and so I collected everything from Star Wars to Marvel to Pirates of the Caribbean to Batman. I really like movie statues, even though a lot of times they're not great likenesses, and so I tried to stay a little bit away from those. But that is why I decided to go just Batman, and that's why I decided to sell that Iron Man piece. But that's probably the one I regret the most at this point in buying. There's been a couple that I regret selling because I wish I would have kept on hold of it a little bit longer. Specifically, I think the Batgirl statue. I love my Batman back here, surrounded by his villains. However, there are some of the newer ones that are coming out that I still find really great. And so I do wish that I had kept that Batgirl. Excuse me, I don't know if I said Batgirl earlier. Batgirl is the one that I wish that I had kept because it's a great sculpt, really an awesome statue. But I just didn't know how I would display her. Sorry if this keeps going in and out of zooming. I think they're trying to focus on the statues back behind. Let me see what else. I missed some people here. Let's see. Escargot T80, hi, and greetings from Istanbul. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here with us. The ID Collector Series, Ian, you're here. Hello, everyone. Welcome, sir. Let's see. The Dark Knight. I have a question. Can you tell me the depths of the Prime 1 Arkham Batman base? I have one coming and I'm trying to figure out if it's too deep to stand on the bookcase. So let's see. Let me see if I have a tape measure up here. I think I do. Let's see. Can you tell me the depth of the Prime 1 Arkham Knight base? Okay. So let's see. Never done a live measurement before, but let's see if we can do that here. Okay. So let's see. The depth if you're just talking about the Arkham Knight, this guy right here, then it is approximately, it looks like it's 15 inches deep. Yeah, 15 inches deep. So I hope that helps a little bit. All right, let's see what else I missed here. Okay, he says, how much of your income would you say you spend on statues, and does it take away from spending your money on other stuff? Okay, well, that's a great question. My wife is a professional, and I'm a professional. We both make decent money. None of the money that I make doing my job goes to my statues. I have been doing eBay things for a long, long time. I sell a lot of things for my mom. She is quite a bit older. She's not tech savvy, and she had things that she wanted to sell, some of her collectibles. And so I help her out with that. So some of that money for me doing that goes to my statue collection, and also just money that I've saved over the years went into my statues. And so I had this big collection before. I sold all of it, and now that's how I'm able to fund this particular collection. Now eventually I'm going to run out of money, and I'm not going to be able to keep buying more statues. But usually, anytime I have birthday money or Christmas money or anything like that that comes in, sometimes tax returns also. My wife is very supportive when it comes to my statues. So, but usually it's my own thing, my own money that I've saved. Jason Stillwell, hey Jason, welcome, sir. All right, Dark Knight, you meant Batman. Okay, let me see. I'll go back over here. Basically, I mean, if you're going to display him straight, I mean, he's 15 inches as well deep. And so it depends. The great thing about this Batman is you can kind of display him sideways, which is the way I have him displayed. So that makes him a little bit more shallow, but he's the same as the Arkham Knight, 15 inches deep from the back of the base to the front of the gargoyle. Let's see if I missed anything here. All right, your house is burning, your kids and wife are safe. Which statue do you grab? Do you have enough time by the way? If I knew that I had an extra 10 minutes to get some statues out of here, I probably, oh man, which one would I grab? Oh, that is a tough one. I don't know, my heart tends to go to these guys back here. I really like the busts. My wife does not like busts at all. She thinks they're incredibly stupid. And I used to have 4 busts total. But I really do like these busts back here. I think they're just amazing. I wish they would do a couple more. So I'd probably grab those. Maybe the Joker premium format. That was my first DC one. And I really do love that one very much. And they're a little easier to carry. I could probably put a couple in my arms. I don't know how many Prime 1 ones I'd be able to grab all at once, but I think that's probably what I would do. Great question. Rob Banks asks, which Batman characters do you want in your collection that you don't already have? If you're talking specifically about the Sideshow collection back here, there are a ton that I really want. I really want a Two-Face. I really want a Riddler. I really want a Bane and Killer Croc, and now we're going to get them. So I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping, beyond all hope, that at San Diego Comic-Con we get a couple more villains that have never been teased. I would absolutely love that. I think that people were excited about Bane and excited about Killer Croc, maybe not quite as much about Killer Croc. But I do think that with that excitement, Sideshow finally will start revealing some more of these. I would love a Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul. I would love a Black Mask. Basically, any villain that they make, I would absolutely love. Especially the main Rogues Gallery. I mean, how could you not do these characters? The fact that it's taken Sideshow this long to do it, I mean, maybe they were smart to wait. I don't know, but I think that if you wait long enough, interest dies down. And so there's going to be a lot of people that really want the new Bane, but they can't find a Batman, or they can't find a Harley Quinn because the prices are too much now. And so I think that for whatever reason they decided to go a different direction, but now they're finally coming back to it, and that makes me real happy. So I would absolutely love those characters. Rob said, or leave the wife and kids and grab 4. Yeah, that's. I think I'll definitely make sure that I have the wife and kids out for sure. But it would be great to grab a couple more of those. Let's see. What happens when you break the styrofoam box the statues are shipping in? How can you get another box if you need to ship? I have never broken the boxes. I've always kept the boxes. And I think that that's important to do, especially if you ever have the intent to possibly resell. If you don't, things are going to break. I've had experience with that where people didn't have the boxes, they didn't have the styrofoam, and it just has made a giant mess. So I really recommend keeping that if possible. If not, take it to a professional to get it shipped. Take it to UPS or whatever. Make sure it's super insured. I have fell victim to insurance not covering and me losing a big deal of money. So it's definitely recommended that you keep the styrofoam and keep the boxes. If you don't have room in your house, If you have enough money to buy these statues, spend a little bit more, not only on the displays, obviously, but also spend a little bit more on a place to keep your boxes. Okay. Let's see. Wego says, are you getting Sideshow Killer Croc? Yes, I am. I think he's supposed to come out sometime this fall. He looks very small, which I knew that going in, but I just feel like he's going to be really tiny, and I don't love that, but I do really like the sculpt itself. I don't like the exclusive alligator head. I won't display it with that at all. But I do, I'm going to be putting him, he will be right next to Catwoman over here. Bane will be in this area right here as far as my plan. And I don't know what other ones they might come out with, but that's kind of the plan right now to balance that out. Let's see. In your personal opinion, do you feel like Sideshow is backing away from their DC PF line with popularity of Prime 1 these days? Doesn't seem as Sideshow is producing as many 1/4 scale PFs. I do think you're right. Somebody said something, I think, on Sideshow Live the other day about, they mentioned Prime 1 and that Prime 1's already doing those and doing a great job. So I don't think that we're going to see any more video game versions for sure, because Sideshow admits that they are that they're hitting it out of the park, and the Prime 1's hitting it out of the park. So I don't think we're going to see any more of those, unfortunately. But I do think we're going to still see the comic book stuff. I think that that is where Sideshow excels. I think that their comic book representations are fantastic. Movie ones are always hit and miss. And I don't always know if they have the licensure of the face sculpt, or if some of the, I mean, I know the sculptors are great, and I know that they can make a good head sculpt, and I'm wondering if sometimes they're told not to look sort of like the character, but as long as the costume's right. But to me, the head sculpt is the most important thing, and so I do think we're going to get more DC characters, but it does seem like they have slowed down tremendously. Let's see, Escargo, thank you. I'm doing well. Just waiting for the San Diego Comic-Con. What do you think about the Prime 1 Jim Lee Batman will be like? I'm getting pretty excited about that one. Escargo T80, I am really excited about that. I just received, for my birthday, from my family, I got the Absolute Hush comic book. It's, you know, like that thick. It's if you haven't seen the Absolute line, they're amazing. But I got that, and it just made me even more excited for the art of Jim Lee. And Jim Lee, to me, is one of my favorite Batman artists that have done Batman work. I don't love his Joker, but everybody else I love. For whatever reason, I just don't like that long nose on the Joker. But anyway, with that said, I think that Jim Lee Batman is going to be great. I think that they're going to make it great. I think that people are going to be just absolutely excited about that particular piece because it is very well known. And I think I maybe mentioned that in another video. It's not just people that you know, are the absolute diehard statue people and the diehard comic book people. I think that people really do know Jim Lee's art and that iconic image of Batman. I think, you know, him standing on the gargoyle with the Batarang back, I think that that is going to be a giant hit for Prime 1. And I do think that we will see it this summer. Again, I was really hoping that we would see him at San Diego Comic-Con. I was kind of devastated by the news. And if you haven't watched the video yet, but Kelvin Loke, in conjunction with John Pham, they did confirm that at Sideshow, San Diego Comic-Con, Sideshow will just be showing the versions of things that we've already seen. Not here in America, but we've seen at Wonderfest in the wintertime. I don't think he really denied necessarily that there'd be anything new, but I don't think there's going to be anything new. I think there's going to be just painted things that we've seen before. And so I'm looking more forward at this point to Wonderfest because that's where all the new stuff's going to be. And I can almost guarantee that we'll see Jim Lee Batman there. Very excited about that one. Very excited. All right, let's see what else we got. Hey, dude, this is from DC Collectibles, Wolverhampton. Hey, dude, what do you think of the DC Bombshell Harley Quinn Deluxe statue? That's due out next September. I pre-ordered her today. I I'm not sure which one that is. I don't know if I've seen the picture of her. I do like the DC Bombshells a lot. I think they're great. I love the art that inspired them. And it seems like I even saw some like Funko Pops the other day that had versions of them. So I thought that was really neat. I love them, but to me they're just a little too small for my collection. If I had multiple small sizes, that would be something I would definitely collect because I think the art is very well done. But I haven't seen that, so I'll have to go and dig around Google today. Thank you for mentioning it to me. All right, David says, why don't you collect members of the Bat family, Robin, Nightwing, etc.? Okay, so that's a great question. When I was a kid, my favorite covers of Batman was always the one where it'd have Batman and it would be surrounded by all the faces of the villains, or they're all the tables staring at each other, or they all came together to take on Batman. I don't know why that image stuck in my brain so much, but I guess my whole life I've always been fascinated by the villains. I consider myself a good, decent person. I always try to do the right thing and be positive. But for some reason, that has always attracted to me. The idea of the villains and how interesting and colorful they are. And I also now in my real life, I'm a counselor. So I think that I love the psychology of all the villains and where they're coming from. And so with that said, I've always liked Batman, the stories of Batman, where he takes on everybody by himself. I appreciate when he teams up with everybody, and I appreciate that as a family you need each other to fight crime, to do what Batman's doing. He can't do it on his own forever. But again, my favorite stories are the ones where he is just by himself, working to try to solve these mysteries, more of the detective type things. So that doesn't mean that I don't like some of those other characters, but I just don't collect them. I don't find them as interesting. I don't find Nightwing as interesting. I don't find the Prime 1 Nightwing statue all that interesting. The Robin one's okay. And I kind of go back and forth. I'm like, oh, should I get the good guys? But that's not where my interest is. My interest is in the color and the craziness of the villains. And so that's why I do that, because that's just what I like the best. I would get a Gordon, though. I would get a Gordon to go next to Batman, because I feel like, I don't know why I like Gordon that much, but I feel like Gordon's the other half of Batman, much more than Robin or anybody else. All right, so let's see. Richard says Huntress. Oh, Huntress. I'm excited to see what Prime 1 does with her. I think it's going to be really great. I also think that oh man, who else are they doing? I just lost it. Zatanna, I think that she's going to be really good too. So I'm really excited to. Sorry, this is out of focus. Is that better? There we go. I'm excited about her as well. I think that that's something I may consider. Maybe I'll have a separate shelf of the good guys. I don't know, but right now I'm concentrating on the bad guys. All right. Have you made a decision on whether you are going to keep or cancel your pre-order for the half-scale Joker? How do you feel about having to actually dress the thing? Seems like a hassle to me. Dark Knight 1983, that's a great question. At this point, I am going to keep the half-scale Joker. The more pictures I see of it, the more I like it. I think it's very well done. I even saw a photo today, and I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but there's a custom out there that's already got the real hair. And I would be real interested in doing that because it turned out really great. To me, this piece I'm either going to hate or it's going to be my grail. I don't know which one until I get it in hand. But I really think that it's great, and Heath Ledger Joker is my favorite character of all time out of any film franchise, and so I am excited. I'm disappointed that it keeps getting delayed, but I do think that it is going to be a standout piece in my collection, I believe. It's going to be in my stairwell, so it's going to be separate from this scale. I don't love half scale. After having the Ben Affleck Batman, somebody earlier asked if I had any regrets of ones that I've sold or gotten rid of or not gotten. I go back and forth with the Ben Affleck Batman that I received. I really liked it. but there was just something about it that I just don't know what it was. It just was so big. And that's why I'm kind of excited, because this Joker is a little bit smaller. If you've seen some of the pictures standing next to the other ones, Joker looked really small. And so I think that he's going to fit in with my collection a little bit better. The fact that you have to dress him, I think, is incredibly lame. But I think I understand why. Because if you put all the clothes on and you package them, what happens to the clothes? They always get wrinkled. They always look bad. My Joker back here from 3 or 4 years ago, however long it's been, it's still wrinkled. I don't have a steam machine or anything here at my house, but it's still wrinkled to this day. And so I think that's probably why they wanted to give it as crisp and clean of a look as possible. And if you want to dirty it up even more like the Joker really is, then I think that's fine. But I'm okay with having to dress it. It's a one-time deal. It just seems a little bit lazy on Prime One's part, but I'm sure they have their reasons. All right, my wife's here also watching. That's very cool. Hey, how's it going? Hello. You should be at work. Why aren't you working? Where's the best place to sell your statues? I have sold 2 places. I've sold on eBay, and I've also sold on the buy-sell trade pages. I find that the buy-sell trade pages are much better. You can get references and things like that, and it usually goes very smoothly. The problem with eBay is I have to, let's say that I want to sell a statue for $500. Well, I have to at least sell it for like $150 more on eBay, because eBay takes PayPal fees and they take eBay fees as well. And so you're gonna lose $100, $150 on just the fees. And so I try to avoid eBay where I can, because it just it's just awful how much it costs in fees. So I try to do it on the buy-sell trade pages. WeGo says, do your kids go in your statue room? Yes, every once in a while. They're used to my statues. I have them in a separate space. My wife always worries about my statues. I used to have them downstairs. And that's where we have our big TV, and we have our nice couch down there and stuff. And I had all my statues down there. But the problem is when they came down to play, I would always be real nervous, and I think she was even more nervous that the kids would break them. I wasn't all that worried, because they were very respectful of the statues. They always understand how much they mean to me, and they understand that they're breakable. My kids right now are old enough now to know, especially, but when they were little, I was a little bit more nervous. But now I have it in my own separate space, and they don't really ever come up here. Every once in a while they'll come up and look and say, they'll tell me which ones they like the best. But they're not really all that interested, other than the fact that they think it's cool that I'm doing this. All right, guys, sorry about that. My app just quit, so hopefully you're all still with me. All right, so let's see. Jake Valentine, great question. I just asked that as well. If your house caught on fire and you had one chance to grab one piece, what would you grab? I said probably one of these busts back here. I really like this Batman one a lot. And maybe the Joker one back here too, if I had a chance to grab a couple. But those are probably the ones that I would grab. Let's see. Richard says, sell on Facebook groups, best place, good people, and cheaper prices. Absolutely. Where do you keep your Batmobile? I wish I had a Batmobile. That'd be pretty cool, but just keep my regular car in the garage. Dark Knight 1983 says, final question for me today. You mentioned Heath being your favorite film character. Do you have a favorite Batman? West, Keaton, Conroy, Bale, Affleck, etc. So somebody asked me that this weekend because I went and saw Spider-Man, and I was talking about Michael Keaton and what a great job I feel like he does as a villain, and I've always really liked him. Growing up, to me, Michael Keaton was my Batman. Plain and simple. When I was 13 years old, I saw Batman 1989 in the theater 13 times. And I just wish they had made 5 more of those because I absolutely loved them. But I was really glad to have the second one. And then Christian Bale came along, and he is my adult Batman. And I absolutely love those films. The Dark Knight is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, especially The Dark Knight. I absolutely love it. But when it comes to my Batman, who I think of in my mind when I first think of Batman, I tend to think of Michael Keaton. And that's why I'm so excited for Prime 1 to do a 1/3 scale. And so I hope that they will do that one. But we'll see. We'll see. So he's probably my Batman, but Ledger Joker is my Joker. Are you going to buy the Suicide Squad premium format figures? Michael, I talked about that a little bit at the very beginning. I'm going to wait and see what they all look like. I'm impressed with what I've seen so far from the images that have been teased. Of course, you know, next week at Comic-Con, we're going to get the full images. The thing about premium formats that drive me crazy is they always look great with the prototypes and great lighting, but then as soon as people get them in hand, they don't always look great, especially the head sculpts. They're not painted well. Look at all the Batmans that just came out, the Affleck ones from Suicide Squad, or from Batman vs. Superman, and also from, yeah, both of those, the armored Batman. Both of them, the jaws are just not great. They're not painted well. These guys back here, these guys look as good as the prototypes. And so that's why I love Prime 1 so much. I'm optimistic that Sideshow will do a good job with those pieces, but I'm just going to have to wait and see what I think if they end up looking great or not. Wego says, do you think 1/3 scale is too big? I love 1/3 scale. It's my favorite scale right now. I don't love half scale. I like 1/4 scale is fine with me. But I like the 1/3 because of the presence. They offer a great deal of impact in the room. Now the problem with 1/3, of course, is if you don't have room, then it makes it very difficult to display them. I've seen some people try to cram them into spaces. Really, you have to have, in my opinion, you have to have some sort of open shelving like this to make it work. Otherwise, it just it's very difficult. But I personally love 1/3 scale. Great question. Rodrigo says, are you getting the Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller 1/3 scale statue? No, I am not. I like the story, but I've never loved the art. And, you know, that's nothing against Frank Miller, but I just don't, it's just not my favorite. And so even though I like the story, even though I think it was well done, it's just something I don't want in my collection. I think the statue looks great itself, and I know there are mega fans that are drooling all over that statue, and so if you are one of those people, I'm happy that you're getting it. I know a lot of people really are excited about that particular one. I am way more excited about the Jim Lee one or the Finch one, and of course I have the Noel one back here, so there are ones that I like better that I'm excited about, but the Dark Knight one, the Dark Knight Returns one, I'm not interested in. Let's see. Michael Keaton was my favorite also. Thank you, JCA Liberty 82. Michael Keaton he was just great. I absolutely love Michael Keaton. If you can pick any actor to play the Joker in Affleck Batman series, who would you pick? That is a good one. Okay, so I'm forgetting his name. Who was the guy that played the bad guy in the first Spider-Man movie? I'm going blank here. He was the Green Goblin. What's the actor's name? Anybody know out there? Gonna quiz you guys out there. Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. That's it. I've seen pictures of him in makeup where people. Have you guys seen that? Where people kind of photoshopped the Joker, and he looks like the Arkham Joker. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but I love it. I think he looks just like the Arkham Joker, and I think that, you know, oh man, like Ben Affleck's Batman is already older, so I think having an older Joker like his age would be fine too. Oh my gosh, I think that Willem Dafoe would be amazing. He just has that Joker face already. To me, his face is already creepy, but if you add all the Joker makeup on top of it, man, I think that'd be really cool. Let's see, I missed a comment here. Yeah, Richard, he would be good too. I really like him as an actor. I know that he was kind of hinted a while back to be in the Batman franchises, and Jacqueline Phoenix is who he's referring to. But I think that would be really neat to see. Um, I liked Leto's Joker to a certain extent. He had my attention every time he came on screen. I wish they had shown more of him. So maybe we could have liked the character a little bit better. I think that there are people that really like him, and there are people that really don't. But I didn't like all the tattoos and all this stuff. That's just not my Joker to me. But and it was a really big love story in the movie, and in the comics it's really not either. So I would love for them to do something different with the Joker, but I think we're stuck with Jared Leto for a while, and hopefully he will prove to me that he could be better in the next one. Unknown 235 says Frank Miller is one of my favorite comic books, so I dropped getting the Prime 1 video game when they announced they got the Dark Knight Returns license, so looking forward to what they will come up with. Absolutely. Richard said he's too good an actor for how they treated his character. Yeah, I just don't know for sure what they were thinking. I think that they were going for that in-game look. I just didn't love it. I really like what they did with Harley Quinn. I think that she was well done. Could they do better for her? Probably. Suicide Squad was something that I really thought that I would absolutely adore, and it ended up being like a 6 out of 10 for me. I am after seeing Wonder Woman, I'm optimistic that they will make better choices in the DC cinematic universe, but I'm just not as impressed. I'm way more impressed with what they've done in the Marvel universe, and even watching Spider-Man this weekend. It's just fun. It's a fun movie. It's serious. It's real. It seems like it's in real life, but it's not. But it's funny, and the DC universe, again, I don't know. I don't mind Justice League. I don't mind all those other characters. I will go see those films. I'll go watch them. But again, what I like the most is the Batman stuff. I like just Batman in his world of Gotham. Yeah, Walk the Line was amazing. He's a fantastic actor, and it would be neat to see what he could do with the role. Excuse me. Richard says, favorite Batman scene from any of the movies. Oh, boy. Man, that is a tough one. Man, you're asking the tough ones today, Richard. Man, favorite from any... ones that just pop into my brain are like the Party Man scene of the Batman '89 when Joker's going through the museum. I love that scene. I love anytime Heath Ledger Joker came on, especially the two that stick out the most to me are the interrogation scene. I want to see what you do, and you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. I love all of that. I also really like the when he's talking to the mob. If we don't do something about this now, little Gamble here won't have a nickel for his grandma. Those scenes come to mind. I absolutely love those scenes. So usually it's anything involving the Joker. Those are the ones that stick to my brain. How about you? What are some of the ones that you guys like the most? Turn it back on you guys. What are some of your favorite scenes? What is your favorite Arkham game? Jake Valentine asked that. Man. For a long time, I would probably say I liked Arkham City. I just played Arkham Knight again. I just played it. My kids love to watch it. And so I played it all the way until the end. I don't have all the Riddler trophies again yet. But I think Arkham Knight is probably my favorite, just because the story is so well done. It's so massive. It's so complex. I love the graphics. I love the characters. I love how dark it is. I think it's very good. Arkham Origins, I didn't love the gameplay. I didn't love the graphics with the gameplay, but the story was very, very good. And it's just really hard. I really like all of the Arkham games very much. There's just some of my absolute favorite character designs. bar none. I think that these things are amazing, what they've done. And so Arkham Knight is probably my favorite. Richard says, have you watched the interviews with Tom Waits and Ledger's voice inspiration? If not, you should. It's crazy. Yes, I've watched it many times, and I'm just absolutely amazed. And I have no doubt that that is what inspired him to do the voice, because it's spot on. It's exactly the same. And so I think that that's really cool that another artist inspired him to come up with that crazy voice. But great mention there, Richard. What do you think? What do you think of all getting the Prime 1 Injustice statues? I've never played the Injustice games. I understand the appeal of them, the fighting games. Whenever I was younger, I played a lot more of those. I'm more into the adventure, strategy type games. And so I would not get the Injustice ones probably. I'm going to say probably because with some of the Injustice 2 stuff, like I like some of the Harley designs. I think that they're good. But I've never loved the way that Batman looks or some of the other characters. So I personally probably want to get the Injustice, but never say never. Good question. A lot of people, Unknown says, a lot of people hated on Dark Knight only because the PC port was crap. And too much tank battles. Yeah, a lot of tank battles, and they're hard. Those are hard. But I like the Batmobile. I don't mind the tank. I think that they definitely could have had a few less tank battles. But I actually like the Batmobile. I wouldn't mind if they did it again. Just make it easier to control. I cannot drive, like when you're driving fast down the streets, I cannot do that at all. At all. Jake Valentine, do you like Bale's that voice? Where are they? He must have friends. No, it's silly. But what I love that they did was with the Ben Affleck version, they actually digitized Angeren's voice. That makes much more sense than just trying to talk like this. I've seen lots of parodies about Bale's voice, and it is what it is. All right, guys, sorry about that. I just went dark again. The app keeps crashing, so I apologize. Let's see. Richard says, I missed the New 52. I do too. I really like the art from the New 52 and the storytelling. I haven't really got into the new stuff yet. And I don't know why. I don't know. It just isn't appealing yet to me. But it might grow on me as we go. But again, I'm kind of more old school. It takes me a little longer to get caught up to the newer stories. But I don't know. Well, that's a possibility. ID Collector Series, why aren't you wearing your channel shirt? Actually, I just got it right before we went on the air. I'm going to hold it up here. So here's my Batman Statue Collector shirt right here. I even have, I printed something else on the back. The website, it's being worked on right now. Anyway, this, you can, if you're interested in a Batman Statue Collector shirt, you can now get it on Spreadshirt. Spreadshirt / Batman Statue Collector, and you can get your own shirt. For those of you, I think there's already like 10 or 12 of you that have already bought shirts. And so thank you so very much for doing that. I just thought I would put that up there for if people were interested, because I've had some people private message me about items to get. So anyway, if you're interested, go there. It's awesome. It really means a lot to me. So thank you very much. So again, this is what it looks like. I'll hold it up one more time. Just the logo right there. So cool shirt. Ended up printing really good quality. So if you're interested in a nice shirt, go for it. Let's see what else we got. Are the Prime ones worth it? I'm planning on buying the Harley Quinn. Is it worth it? Michael, the Harley Quinn is absolutely sick. I mean, she is amazing. She's probably my favorite Prime 1 statue to date. She just looks so good. Here, let me come up a little closer so you can see her again. This is probably backwards, I know, but she just looks so good. See if I can get her in focus here. But you just really can't go wrong with her. I think her detail and quality is the best that Prime 1's done. Period. I mean, again, you have like, you know, Two-Face's head here, just so much detail. So the paint works great, but there's just something about that Harley that, man, she just is so good. Cannot go wrong with her. JSC123 says hello, hello, welcome, sir. What character from Arkham are you most looking forward to buying? If you're talking about the ones that are already coming out by Prime 1, probably Mr. Freeze or Scarecrow are on top of my list. I think both of those are going to be really, really great, popular pieces, and I love the detail. And so those are my two favorites, I think, that I'm looking forward to the most. I think I'll really like the Catwoman one also. I think we'll see her in a few weeks. Has anyone seen the Bane Christmas parody? I have not seen that. Where do you see that at, Ian? Maybe attach a link if you have it. I've never heard of it before. I can tell you, I am really excited. Let's see, hold on. Can you get the t-shirt if you live in the UK? Love your channel. UK Comic Fanboy, yes, I believe you can. I believe they ship it worldwide. Also, right now, there's a 15% off code at the top of the screen, so use that code to get 15% off of the shirt. I'm trying to see if it's... I don't know. I don't think it's... I think it might... You could select the different kind. There's all different kinds of shirts, but again, this is what it looked like. But I do believe they send to the UK. The link will be down below. You can also find the link in my channel. How often do you clean your statues? About every other week or so, about every 2 weeks. I come up here. I've got some fine dusting things. I also just use something kind of like this. It's just like one of these duster things. I kind of go over some of the smooth surfaces with those. And then I've got some small, almost like women's blush brushes that I use to get some of the fine detail stuff. That tends to work really well. Let's see, ID Collector Series. You said I have that on pre-order. I saw it at last San Diego Comic-Con. Which one are you referring to? Richard says about the Gotham Nightmares line. I missed out on previewing that on my channel because I was on vacation in South Dakota and I didn't have my editing software. But I am intrigued by it. I think it's interesting, the Nightmare scenario. I would base getting that on if I liked the Joker or if I liked the Scarecrow. And I know they're going to do those two. They already pretty much confirmed that. It's not necessarily my cup of tea. But I can see the appeal of it. I like the artistic direction. I think that those coming out are a direct reflection of the success of the Samurai series. They just previewed a Bane today for that XM series. I am going to do a little preview video. Probably I'll have it up tomorrow. But anyway, that is interesting that they're doing an artistic line like that. So... Hyena Joker, Richard says, yeah, that would be real interesting. I can definitely see them going that route with the animals, with the characters of them represented that way in a scary nightmare way. But of course they could completely stretch the dimensions and make their teeth long and faces big and do whatever they want in a nightmare version. Any idea when Jim Lee Batman will be released for pre-order? I am going to guess probably sometime maybe September. If they preview him at Wonderfest late July, I bet we'll have him up by September. Because I think that he'll be very popular. But if they don't preview him, who knows? It's usually a month or so afterward. But it's hard to say exactly when they'll pre-order. We go the Nightmare line, and maybe I'll do a preview of that as well. But it's basically, they previewed what the Batman will look like. He's got these giant wings. It's just like a nightmare version of what the characters would be. And so I think that they're going to do for sure Batman, Joker, and Scarecrow. But from there, who knows? We will see at least 2 of them previewed next week at San Diego Comic-Con, so be looking for that. I do, again, have a special reporter in the field that is going to bring you all of that coverage, so make sure you stay tuned to this channel, and I thank him so much for being willing to participate. I have been continuing to try to make my channel better. I have been contacting, and I'm so excited about this, but I have been in contact with artists that have made these statues. I have been in contact, and they are interested in working with me. And so I'm very excited about that. I've been working with other artists that are in the comic community that I'm going to be featuring them as well. So there's lots of different things that that I've been working on and cooking in the kitchen about these items. So I'm really excited to bring all this new stuff to you guys. Let's see. ID Collector Series says, I'm getting the vampire line without a doubt, especially with Scarecrow. Again, it's just very unique, and it's going to be something that I think that either people love or people hate. I think that I'm going to like them. I don't know if they will fit very well in my collection or not. I'm just going to have to kind of wait and see. I feel like my collection is always evolving, and just like I know all of yours out there are evolving as well. They're constantly changing. And so, you know, you buy some, you sell some. But man, it's the fact that they're getting so expensive, it makes it very difficult, of course, to ever know what direction you should go, because it does always change. Richard says, where would you like your channel to be this time next year? So I started this channel late November, so it hasn't even been a year. As of this filming, I was at 1,143 people that have subscribed to this channel, and I'm blown away by that. I feel like that has happened naturally. I have tried to promote the channel because I want it to grow. I want it to get bigger, because I really like what I'm doing. I love this. This will never be a replacement for a job or anything like that for me. Because I love what I do professionally, but this is a hobby for me. This is something that I have a passion for. I really enjoy doing it, and so next year I hope that I have, you know, I would love to have 3,000 people subscribed, and I would like to continue to grow. I also would like to get out more. I've talked to my wife and some other folks, and I would really like to try to get to San Diego Comic-Con to cover the event myself. And to meet some of you guys there as well. And so that's a goal for me. And again, to constantly grow my collection, to make it more interesting, because I know a lot of people out there, they can't afford some of these statues. They can't ever see them in person. And so I enjoy showing them off to people that would not be able to see them otherwise. I do that with other videos on YouTube. I'm a big Disney fan, so you know, my family, we always watch Disney videos together because we can't be there, so we get to live the fun through somebody else. And so that's what I try to do with this channel is I want to spread the information that I would want to know. So if I go out there and try to find this news everywhere, this is what I want this channel to be. I want to be the voice of the statue collecting community, especially when it comes to Batman. There's lots of voices out there, but I love to bring the information and the news to all of you guys. So that is my mission. That's my goal. And again, to try to grow so I can spread the word. Great question, Richard. Would you consider buying any custom statues? Yes, there are some that I really think are great. There are some that I find that I don't think the quality's there at all. But if it was a custom Batman statue or a custom Heath Ledger statue that really spoke to me, I would absolutely get it. It doesn't have to be from some giant statue company. It doesn't matter. If it's a great piece, then I would absolutely love it. You know, there was a life-size Heath Ledger Joker that an artist did, and Bobby I can't remember his last name. Bobby somebody, Bobby B or Bobby C, something like that. He did, you know, I would love to have a piece like that, and that's a custom piece, but I'll never be able to afford it. ID Collector Series says, I got family in San Diego and I live in Orange County. You can stay in my extra room and we can hit up Comic-Con together. I'm going down there next week. That is awesome. Thank you for the offer. I actually took the steps this week and I am officially registered at the San Diego Comic-Con site to be able to possibly get tickets. I'm still trying to figure out how all that works, but it is my goal to go next year. My wife and I would really like to attend. It's kind of on our bucket list. And so now with the channel, she's even like, hey, let's just go for it. So I'm definitely going to try to go, and I appreciate your offer to stay there. That's awesome. Hi, buddy. 182 says, would you consider buying Hot Toys? I used to collect Hot Toys. That's kind of what got me started in all of this craziness. I love them. Whenever they premiere them, I love them. And I love them up close when you're looking at the face sculpts. They're amazing. The reason I quit collecting them personally is because I felt like they were dolls. And that's not, I don't want to demean anybody by saying that, because I know there's a lot of Hot Toy collectors out there, and that enjoy the posing and all that stuff, but it just wasn't for me. It just, I felt a little awkward when people came over. I felt awkward enough when people see this collection for the first time. Sometimes they just don't understand it. But Hot Toys, they're great products. They look amazing, but they just weren't for me. I always wanted a Batman on Throne, or Batman at the Bat Computer. That would be neat. I even think it'd be cool if they did an Oracle at the Bat Computer or something like that, working on the computer. There's so many good characters, and I feel like the sky's the limit for Batman. Yeah, let's see. Who cares what people think? It's a work of art. Absolutely. You know, again, the face sculpts, to me especially, they are absolutely amazing. There's a few of them that I feel like they're not quite there, but certainly they're better than most of the things that these companies can come up with for likenesses. All right, thank you very much. ID Collector Series, thank you very much. I'm glad that you were here. Sorry for the interruptions. We're winding down almost an hour now, so I'll be stopping at the hour point, but I thank you for watching. Yeah, Richard, you're exactly right. People collect handbags and shoes. People collect all kinds of art. And, you know, I do get asked that from time to time. It's like, oh, you know, why are you spending so much money on this stuff? Well, I don't go and spend it on other things. I don't go spend it on art. I don't go out and buy a convertible for myself or a motorcycle. That's just something that I believe this is what I enjoy. So this is what I spend my money on. These things are art to me, absolutely. The amount of time and craftsmanship that goes into them, it's awesome. Oh, thank you very much, PJE. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. And for all of you that have watched, again, I apologize for the late start and also the connection issues. I don't know what's been going on with YouTube Live. So I will try to post this. I'm assuming it'll let me post it all. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys so very much for watching today. It means the world to me. And again, I wouldn't be here doing any of this channel if it wasn't for all of you watching and supporting my channel. So thank you very much. Again, it really does mean the world to me. I will have more content this week. Like I said, I am going to be uploading that new Bane preview. I also might do the Nightmare stuff, since some of you haven't seen that. I was going to maybe wait till Comic-Con, because I think we're actually going to see the reveal there, but we'll kind of wait and see. Also, I am going to have a featured artist. Not a featured collector. I'm going to do a featured artist series as well, and that'll be coming up hopefully this week as well. I'm finishing editing that as soon as I'm done with this video. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. If you haven't done so, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you click the like button, that does let other people find this channel. So people like you that are interested in this type of content, it helps people find statue collected stuff. So please click the like button. That really helps. As always, thank you guys so very much. I will be doing, if you'd like to If you'd like me to do another one of these live videos, maybe once every couple weeks or once a month or so, leave comments down below if you're interested in that, or comment right now if you're interested in me doing these more. I'd like to get more of an audience, grow the audience, so more people can participate and talk to each other. So thank you very much. Jason, thank you very much. Interested in more, thank you. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will again be posting that stuff here real soon. So as always, I thank you very much, and I'll see all of you guys next time in the Bat Cave.